Hello everyone, it's Mark. I am the Sanderson Collector, and today it's time for another small book haul. Now, the start of today's book haul, the reason that I got most of these books is this little booklet right here, and I found this booklet online the other day when I was searching through a list of Sanderson books for sale on eBay, and it popped up, and I realized there's actually a book out there that I don't have. Now, this isn't really a big book, it's just a little booklet, but it is officially published with an ISBN and everything. Now, this book is called L. Ron Hubbard Presents Advice for New Writers from Writers of the Future. And for those who don't know, Writers of the Future is a quarterly contest for new writers to submit short stories, and the top 3 winners from each quarter, so every 3 months, get selected and printed into a volume at the end of the year of all of the winners. And in that volume, there are additional essays and so on by some of the judges. Sometimes they also print stories by the judges. In this volume, volume 32, there is an essay called The Fine Distinction Between Cooks and Chefs by Brandon, which is not very long. It's only literally 2.5 pages long until the end of it. And so this volume is a collection of the advice from various authors from various volumes of Writers of the Future collected, and it has Brandon's essay, The Fine Distinction Between Cooks and Chefs. But this was a new binding of it with a new ISBN paired with a new set of other advice, and so I count it as a new Sanderson book, and that is what I had to go out and collect. Now, in order to get this, you actually have to buy a bundle of 7 volumes of Writers of the Future, and this just comes as essentially a free book with it. And in that set, you get Writers of the Future volumes 30 through 36, and you get this booklet. That set is available for about $60 from the Writers of the Future Press website, on eBay. You might be able to find it a few other places. So, if you want to just read this essay, it is available for free online on the Galaxy Press website. They're the ones who publish the Writers of the Future books, so there is a link to that in the description if you just want to read this essay. If you just want to have a physical form of this essay, Writers of the Future Volume 32 is going to be your best bet, because you can get this one independently for, 10 or 15 bucks without having to buy the full set. I, of course, did buy the full set, and so I got Volume 32 and Volume 34, both of which I already have copies of. I will be checking to make sure these aren't any different, but I don't believe they really have printings on the Writers of the Future volumes, and so they are probably exactly the same. Just as a quick highlight, Volume 34 has this art. This art was created as an illustration for a chapter from The Way of Kings called The Lesson, where Shallan and Yasna take a trip down an alleyway. That chapter is also reprinted here in the book as a standalone in the Writers of the Future volume. Near the end of that chapter, we have this art again printed in black and white, whereas it's printed in color at the front. And I think this art by Bea Jackson is really nice, and I love the scene that it illustrates. So I am very happy that they did this. I believe she was actually a winner of the illustrator contest this year, and that is why her illustration is in here paired with Brandon's story. One thing to note about this illustration is you can see exposed safe hands on both of the characters, so those illustrations are not, I guess, safe for Vorinism, and that illustration was actually reprinted in the leather-bound edition of The Way of Kings, Volume 2, right up at the front, and it was reprinted right here, and it looks absolutely amazing, and I am glad they picked it to include in this volume. And they did add sleeves for the safe hands, so the picture is now, I guess, accurate for the universe of the book. Just as a quick note, if you want to see all the art that is inside the Way of Kings leatherbounds, I just finished up doing a tour of all of that over on my Instagram, link in the description. So additionally, with that bundle of books, there were a bunch of bookmarks and promotional materials. The only one that I'm probably going to keep for any kind of collection is this one, which has a quote on it by Brandon about the competition. "These are the people who are going to be creating trends." Brandon Sanderson. And this is the art from one of the previous volumes of Writers of the Future. It is the cover art for volume 36, copyright 2020 by Echo Chernik, the artist. Now in that package, as I said, there were also 7 volumes of Writers of the Future. There were volumes 32 and 34, which I have already shown you. And then there were volumes 30 through 36, and volume 30 does not appear to have Brandon in it in any way, form, or fashion. However, volumes 31, 33, 35, and 36 list Brandon on the back as one of the judges for that year's competition. Here is volume 31, volume 33, volume 35, and volume 36. None of those volumes have any writing by Brandon in them. They just list his name on the back as a judge. The first volume to do so, volume 31, also lists him in the very back as a new Writers of the Future judge. Right here they have a very short blurb about Brandon, but his name is not on the front spine. He's not in the book anywhere. So these 4 volumes, I'm going to say, are very low on the scale of actually being Sanderson collectibles. I'm going to probably keep them because I have them anyway, and I will store them somewhere. So that is everything I got from the Writers of the Future package. I've just got another quick 2 books to show you here for this week. I have the UK small size paperback of Starsight, because the book has been out for a year now. They've done this. It's their equivalent to the mass market paperback in the US. Cover art, as always, for these UK books is by Sam Green, and this one has a new ISBN, as you can see here, and I was able to get a first printing of this one. And the other first printing UK paperback I got this week was the Rhythm of War International trade paperback. So it's about the same size as one of the hardcovers, has the same page layout as the hardcovers, but it is a paperback. Again, we have the gorgeous cover art by Sam Green and a new ISBN here on the back. So those are going on my UK shelves. I've already made room for them. I just need to catalog them and put them away. And I will figure out what to do with the Writers of the Future books. So those are the new additions to my shelves for this week, and that is my book haul. I hope y'all have enjoyed seeing my books, and as always, if you'd like to talk to me, go ahead and leave a comment below or join us on the Sanderson Collecting Discord. We will be happy to help you out if you have any questions about collecting or obtaining these books. ISBNs and links to the various books that I have shown off today will be in the description of the video. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave me a like, and if you want to make sure you don't miss any of my future videos, please subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time, and until then, happy collecting.